There is not a teleprompter that can cut it even close to the Elgato Prompter now. It just became pretty much unbeatable. Today, Camera Hub 1.11 came out and it added voice sync to the prompter, and that's powered by AI. So what does that mean? It means you no longer have to push play, pause, stop, go back, practice, scroll it back up, bring it back down, try to realign it, and then try to say it again in your own natural voice. The prompter now moves at the speed of your voice. That's insane. Literally, I started my channel almost 5 years ago in 2020, and my first video was about fitness. And it pretty much sounded robotic because I used a script for the first time making my first video, and it traumatized me. So from that, literally traumatized me. So from that moment, I decided never to use a script or a teleprompter, and pretty much all of my videos up to this point have been me talking for about 20 minutes and then cutting it down to about 10 minutes in post. So almost 5 years later, I'm trying scripting for the first time, and I purchased this prompter. It's still hard for me to say prompter, not teleprompter. About 3 weeks ago when I did the upgrades, 5 upgrades to increase your productivity type video, and I'll tag that here. But from there, I made my first video with the teleprompter last week, and that was the dual stack desk setup hack. And I had to get used to using the prompter. So I would start it, I would scroll it, I would read it, then I would rewind it, and then I would try to record it again, like in my natural speaking voice. And it went okay. But if you go back and watch that video, there were times where I looked to my left, and it was not because like I was reading something over here, but it was because I was uncomfortable. I felt unnatural, like reading the prompter as it was scrolling in front of my face. This is where this new AI voice sync comes in. There is not a teleprompter that can cut it even close to the Elgato Prompter now. It literally just became unbeatable. Today, Camera Hub 1.11 came out and it added voice sync to the prompter, and it's powered by AI. What does that mean? It means you no longer have to push play, pause, stop, go back, practice your lines, scroll them back, and then try it again, right? The prompter now moves at the speed of your voice. And that's literally insane. I started my channel almost. Now when you write out your script and then you speak it, the script goes along with your voice as you speak it. It does this by using the microphone either built into your laptop or desktop, or you can connect a third-party microphone. But whatever you're using, it just needs to be connected to your device. And then once that is completed, you select voice sync as the scrolling mode, select the microphone, and hit play. It then only moves when you read the words. So even if you add in extra tidbits off the top of your head, like I've been doing this whole time, it does not move until you move to the next space or the next words in the script. If you have been under a rock and you're unfamiliar with the Elgato Prompter, here's the software here. This is the Camera Hub. Now, depending on what you have connected to your overall Elgato system, so if you had like the face cam and the prompter at the same time, then both of these would be lit up. But right now we're looking at the Elgato Prompter. This is my script for this particular video. You can control the brightness of the words on the screen there on the prompter, and then you can also control kind of what is displayed in that window there. So you could do a display, which would basically just be an extra screen to whatever your laptop or desktop that you're using. You can also set your chat there, and so that way when you're reading your chats and things like that, you're looking directly at the camera. But mainly you're going to be using this to put your script there. Right here is where you can control the script, meaning like the font that it's in, the font size, horizontal margins, vertical margins, the spacing between the lines, the text color and background. So I mean, it does not have to be black with white text. You can change the different background colors, etc. Let me close that out. And then from there, this is where all the magic is happening today. Now your regular version is going to be the constant, and you can auto scroll the chapter, so that way when you push pause or play or pause, it goes automatically and it stops. And this would be the speed that you set. You can set it to auto loop, so if you wanted the same thing to keep going, over and over again. And then this is where you determine where the words are in regards to the window of the prompter. So if you want them to start at the bottom, if you want them to be in the middle, or if you want them to be at the top where you're reading from, basically. And then here's where you can highlight the text. But today we're looking, of course, at the voice sync, which is the new thing. So here's voice sync, me picking one of the microphones that I'm going to be using, which in this case I chose the MacBook Pro. And then reading position is still the same, highlighting text is still the same. you can add overlays and things like that. And that's of course in case you're streaming and stuff like that. When you do the voice sync, once you hit play, it does not move on the prompter until you start speaking. Does not have to be word for word, but you do have to touch some of the main words consistently in order for it to continue to move. It added a video preview that is powered by basically a Stream Deck. By pressing like a new command that they're adding to the Stream Deck software, it will basically give you a preview of your video inside of the teleprompter window. And so that way you can make sure that your lighting is good, you can make sure that you're framed properly, and all of that before starting your video, your stream, your chat, or whatever that is. Now, I also believe that it works directly from the Camera Hub control software, but because I'm using this connected directly to my Sony a7S III, I can't really preview that for you, but I've been showing a preview of this whole time, and that's kind of what it would look like, and I've been showing it this whole time. So lastly, almost as if control was the main focus for this new update, it is pretty small update, but you can now control the prompter with global hotkeys. For starters, you can control play, pause, next chapter, and previous chapter. And there's a set of hotkeys for both Windows and Mac. And they also included bug fixes for a few things like improved support for Arabic text and like right to left processing as opposed to left to right, which you'll see in other parts of the world and other languages. And they made it so that text mode is always on the top layer of the prompter, right at the top. And that's just to name a few, but there's a whole list of those things, and there's a full write-up of the new update on the website, and I'll link that below. This update, I mean, although it's pretty simple, and in fact, it's only like 3 main areas, but this may be one of the biggest updates ever to content creation. And I'm probably literally blowing this thing maybe too far out of proportion, but for creators like me all over the internet, this update literally just gave me the ability to use our natural voice and style even when writing it down on paper. And that's been the hardest part for me for the longest, because it's really hard for me to write something down and then sound natural. And this new update, it creates an easier time of me learning how to use a teleprompter and how to deliver the lines naturally. And it's after being skeptical for almost 5 years. So it's a timely update because I just picked this up, but it's reassured me that I made the right move on picking one of these up. I don't even have an affiliate link for this, but I will put the main website link below, and I'll put up an Amazon affiliate link if you want to buy it from Amazon to help the channel out. Wink, wink. But if not, no worries. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the channel. If you're new around here and you like today's content, consider joining the Cozy Coalition and hitting the subscribe button below. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.